This is Sports Talk 101, presented to you by Country Vision Studios. I'm Gambini, the Renaissance Man, and this is
Los.
And that is
Jet.
And we in here talking a little bit today about sports, and I want to thank y'all guys for dropping by. You know, I always do that straight off the muscle. Glad to have somebody to chat with. We're going to kick things off with college football championship. Who you like?
Clemson.
Well, I'm going to go with LSU.
Okay, Jet, we're going to start with you since you the newbie. Why you like LSU?
Well, out of the four remaining teams, LSU, Ohio State, Clemson, and Oklahoma, I think LSU really is the most well-rounded team. Offense, defense, special teams, if you will. And they got a pretty decent coach there, too, Ed Orgeron. Kind of like to do Waterboard Field, so I'm going with LSU.
Okay, Lo, you hollering Clemson.
Because they're dangerous, simple and plain. Every year.
I mean, they dangerous. You know, Clemson. You know, I like what they do over there, but I think they really play a soft schedule. Okay?
They do every year. They don't play nobody.
And you know, but I also felt the same way about Alabama. But when Alabama got to them championship games, they showed you why. You know, they was number one. But I like Oklahoma.
Yeah, because you like Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, I respect the guy, and like I say, this man done accomplished a lot in college football.
I mean, he has now.
Yeah, and I think I can have respect for him, what he's done, and you know, changing teams, still getting back to the playoffs, and I can also think he's gonna lose in the playoffs. Like,
yeah, you welcome to that.
I don't think I think Oklahoma, like I said, stuck into the playoffs, winning the Pac-12 championship. They barely beat Baylor. I really think 1 through 3 was solid. Number 4 was kind of just an add-on. They won a championship. They in the Power 5 conference.
That's why I say the bad thing for Jalen Hurts is, you know, I mean, I don't think he can beat 1 through 3, but I mean, it's really bad for him that he had the 4 seed, so he got to play LSU in the first round.
Yeah.
So,
and that would, and that's the thing though. If they can go ahead and knock LSU out, what you gonna say then?
you know, I already say Clemson, but I mean,
I don't think Clemson can beat Oklahoma.
Nah, I'm not a betting man.
I watched like 2 games of Oklahoma now, and I like cause one game they came back. I think they was playing Baylor, and they was down a lot of points in the fourth quarter, and Hurst went to work when they came back.
all the reason more why I say they ain't gonna win nothing.
Exactly, because you talk about Oklahoma going up against not just you talking about the offense, but LSU got a nice defense, especially with their cornerbacks. They
Right.
got, I think it's Delphi. I might be pronouncing that wrong, but yeah, he should be 100%. I know he had like an ankle sprain or something earlier this year. Then you look at what LSU got offensively as weapons. What Oklahoma gonna do to stop it? Yeah, they better as a defense, but they not an SEC defense. They're not a Big Ten defense.
If you can't keep up with Joe Burrow, Eclair, ain't that his name?
Yeah.
And Jefferson and all the rest of them boys, man, you don't stand a chance.
Well, when I watch LSU, I seen they have the dominating defense. You know, they got the good quarterback back there. You know, I'm gonna say great because he won the Heisman, right?
Yeah.
Okay, they got all that.
It might be a stretch,
but I mean, once you win the Heisman, don't that solidify you being as great at least for that year?
Johnny Manziel
for
won the
that
Heisman.
year.
I think the Heisman.
Johnny Manziel is one of the greatest college.
Johnny Manziel.
Notice I'm saying college.
Johnny Manziel benefited.
Danny
from
Warfel.
exposure.
Anybody remember him?
Yeah.
One of the greatest college quarterbacks.
And I get all you saying, but also the Heisman is a popularity contest at the end of the day too.
Right.
Like
I don't think it's popularity.
It matters where you start out in that Heisman race too. It matters what conference you play for. It matters.
So basically, you telling me
90%
Oklahoma don't stand a chance. That's what y'all got.
90% of that voting is popularity.
Yeah, especially when it comes to Heisman.
That's why Steph Curry won unanimous MVP.
We got Don Skillet in the building. This is kind of like a live show. We got a little small audience. Don Skillet, who you like?
Buckeye.
Oh man,
that was a team I was just about to say we ain't mentioned yet.
Hey man, we're gonna have to start a pot.
When you look at Ohio State,
Get to the quarterback.
and that's what I think
I like Chase Young.
benefit over
Defense
Clemson.
win championship. Offense sell tickets.
Okay, offense sell tickets. I can dig it.
And then you get Justin Fields, a mobile quarterback who coming into his own. And don't get me started on why Georgia let Justin Fields go. Why?
I mean, that's no here, no there. I mean, Jake Fromm don't want a couple.
I know
SEC
we start with the college football,
and we holler.
so
we love to holler. We let this man play in this and that. But who's to say he would have been that great at Georgia?
He would have. That's why they recruited him the way they did.
I think a lot of teams said he would have been that
So
great.
I'm gonna
When he like ESPN #1 coming out of high school,
#1
and
out of the 100.
yeah, he sat for a year, and you ask him to sit another year behind Jake
sit
Fromm.
one more year, man.
And this is my only thing.
After Jake Fromm performance against LSU, you know damn well he would have been starting next year.
Yeah, they should have knew that. Goddamn,
That's already 2 years. That's already 2 years out of my 3 years out of high school. If you want to go into the NFL, so I get 1 year to start behind a quarterback.
I mean, for him, but for Fields, I think looking at what he done this year, it wouldn't have took but 1 or 2 years. He ain't got to do the whole 3 years to be great. I mean, that boy. I mean, when you got Lamar Jackson in the NFL, they're gonna draft the Justin Fields.
When
I'm not saying as far as this draft place we're gonna go. Yeah, I mean, I think that's still to be determined. But what I'm saying is having that continuity over college years with the players that I came in with players that I got time with to win a championship. Because I got to do 3 years, so I'm gonna do 3 years.
But that's the thing, though, Jet. But Georgia is posed to win a championship now. We're not posed for you to play with this guy a year and win next year.
But when
we in the SEC run every year.
When you know you the best, why do you want to sit behind somebody?
Exactly.
You're
right.
Exactly.
You're right. Now, I'm not saying the man not made the best decision for him going to Ohio State. It looks good that he made the right decision. But at the same time, I'm also saying that who's to say he would be the Justin Fields we looking at right now in Georgia? Because right now they complaining about Georgia wide receiver core.
And also they complaining about Jake Fromm, which I'm not trying to rag on Jake Fromm.
No, I'm not going to rag Jake Fromm.
Fromm has never been a Heisman contender late into the season.
You like Jay Cutler, so you would like Jake Fromm.
I like Jay Cutler's style. I didn't say I necessarily liked him as a player.
I mean, I like getting $10 million for doing nothing too.
Yeah, and looking cool about it. When you come ask me some shit, I just look at you like you crazy. But we getting ready to take a little break here, and I need everybody to announce their team right now. Call your shot.
What we going, college football?
College football.
College football playoffs. Like I said, I'm rolling with LSU.
Yeah, I said Clemson from the beginning, man.
And I'm saying Oklahoma.
You must have got money on that bet.
Don Skillet.
Ohio State.
All right, and we'll be right back.
Action.
We in the building. DJ Gambini, the Renaissance Man, and this is Sports Talk 101. Presented to you by Country Vision Studios. Off in the building today, I got Lope and I got Jet. And we are talking about the NFL. Who y'all prediction is for the Super Bowl?
Chiefs from the AFC and the Packers from the NFC.
I agree with him. Chiefs probably gonna come out of the AFC. I think this is Saints year though.
Well, I'm looking at the Seahawks coming out the NFC. I like the Niners, but I'm thinking more Seahawks out the NFC. And out the AFC, I got to ride the hot hand, man. Baltimore just look unstoppable.
Yeah, I mean, Baltimore is the #1 pick right now. I mean,
the way Jim Harbaugh, came in and redefined, coaching the offense around the player, doing a damn good job, man.
Yeah, they the favorite, but man, the Chiefs got too many weapons, man. Too many weapons.
Yeah, they got a bunch of weapons. But Sammy Watkins having a down year, though, right? Is it?
I mean, they got too many people to spread the ball around to.
I feel like anytime Sammy Watkins is not injured, that's a good season for him. I do believe the Ravens will be the team to get the Chiefs trouble, if you would, because they barely beat them last time, and I think they played in KC earlier this year. But if they play again, it'd have to be in Baltimore. I think Baltimore playing a little better, but I don't know. I just think Patrick Mahomes and those weapons they got it's gonna be a shootout, but I think they're gonna end up scoring. It's gonna be like a 41-38 game, something like that. Last second field goal to go to the Super Bowl.
Okay, and both of y'all agreed on the Chiefs, and I said Baltimore, right? In the NFC, you said you liked it.
The Packers.
Okay, tell me why you like the Packers.
I mean, you can't count out Aaron, man.
I mean, he a good quarterback, but all the games I watched them play, they winning on defense, low scoring games, grinded out. Like offense ain't hitting like it was.
Watch how he play in the playoffs.
Okay.
With that defense, oh man, watch it.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers, you can't never count him out. You know, I'm rocking the stash. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, Aaron Rodgers is that man. I don't know. Green Bay just don't seem like they clicking like they should be clicking. You look at that Monday night game they had with the Vikings. They really should have scored more than 23 points. It seemed like the Vikings jumped up 10. Green Bay couldn't do anything, and then they finally broke through late in the game. And we know the Vikings ain't got no offense. So.
But into the Packers' defense on that, I mean, Minnesota got a damn good defense now.
Yeah,
Agreed.
Minnesota got a good defense.
Agree, and it's just something with the Packers that don't seem to be clicking. And looking at the playoff picture as it is right now,
I think it's the offense. Earlier in the year, when the season started, they were saying Aaron Rodgers and the coach was having issues about should he call audibles in the game, and you could tell they wasn't on the same page really. And I mean, Aaron Rodgers ain't thrown for 400 or 500 yards this year. I don't think.
Didn't even have a touchdown Monday night, but he even said before the game that if they could be a tick more productive, that they would be a whole lot better.
But I think when you worry about the Packers when they play a more prolific offense, as the playoff picture is right now, I think the Saints will handle the Vikings, and then they got to travel to Lambeau to play them.
The Packers defense will hold their own, man.
I just feel like
Jet say he liked the Saints, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Why you liking the Saints so?
I like the Saints. I feel like it seemed like it's this year. Drew Brees had rest because we saw Drew Brees last year look rusty towards the end. He had those 4 or 5 weeks off with the injury where Bridgewater came in and kept them more than in the playoff picture. And the defense this year, Saints got a nice defense. Finally got another DN to go with Cam Jordan. Secondary seemed a little more stable this year, and the fact that if since they're higher, their first playoff game will be a home game. They would have to go to Lambeau and then go to San Francisco, maybe. If not, they're gonna be home. I just feel like it's the Saints year this year.
But you commented on talking about that Drew Brees looked rusty last year. Now they got damn cheated.
Yeah, but also,
I mean they were supposed to be in the Super Bowl last year.
We know that. We know that was an infamous call, but you also look at
infamous. It was a whole rule change behind it.
I don't agree. It should have been a whole rule change behind it. That was just one blown pass interference call, because you see this earlier in the season. They haven't been calling
big time, though, John.
Don't get me wrong, it's big time, but you reprimand those referees. You train your referees better. They ain't overturned many pass interference calls, and you look at them as well, where when you look at it in the review, that is a pass interference, and they still sticking with the no call on the field or the call on the field for the lack of a.
But it's that's just on the trial basis. I think they're just trying that out this year.
Yeah, but when you look at it, like, yes, that was an NFC playoff. That was an NFC championship game, so that meant who won this game go to the Super Bowl.
But however, you know what? To make this thing a little interesting, my dark horse, if they get in, the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, the Cowboys, we know, got talent. This is all about coming together at the same time on the same day. Right. We know the Cowboys is talented at every position. We got to see that defense play a little better for sure. Got to see the offense put up some points. I think they scored 9 points in that loss they had to the Eagles, and virtually a playoff game, if you would. They still in the hunt for it, but the Cowboys just something ain't clicking with them as well. Yeah,
like I said on the last show, they just can't put it together.
We know what the problem is. They know it too.
Jason Garrett.
Well, if we being real, the problem ain't Jason Garrett. The problem is Jerry Jones needing to let go some of that control. Like, I get it. You paid a lot for this team, and you want to be involved in this team.
Wait a minute now. Jerry Jones is the CEO.
And the GM.
All right, he don't call no plays.
Don't call no plays.
But he don't call no plays. No.
But he makes hiring decisions when it comes to player personnel and coaching staff personnel.
Well, it look like he doing a damn good job of that. Them boys got a fire team.
Now they do. Now he got the roster right.
You could have all types of talent, but look,
they losing at Jerry Jones' fault too, then, right?
No. Because the talent is there.
I also look.
Jerry Jones did his job.
Yeah, his job done. If you add coaching,
but I do think he's too old, and he do need to hire a GM to run that team.
Not to take it to another team, but if you go from a GM just saying, "Oh, I got the talent, I got you talented players," and putting them there, I mean, Odell would have had a better year. The Browns would have been the better this year.
The only thing the GM job is to get you the players and the personnel. All right, so he got all that.
And if you hire a coach that don't make the right calls at the right time,
Well, then
what
it
is
fall
that?
back on him. Then, but that's what I'm saying. They need to fire him, man.
Okay, so I think the problem go with Jerry Jones when it says you make the hiring decision, you involved in this. I mean,
Yeah, but I ain't talking
So
about
what?
that
So
aspect.
hold on now, because we get a little off track here.
Okay.
Let's get back. Let's get this train back on the road.
Let's go.
You know, who you like in the playoffs again, Jet?
like I said, I think it's the Saints year this year. I think it's gonna be Saints Chiefs Super Bowl.
Okay, Lo.
Chiefs, Packers.
What you got to say, Don?
I think Chiefs Saint win it all.
Let me make sure I get this thing right. I said I like the Seahawks out the NFC, right? And the Ravens out the AFC. Okay, and we'll be right back with a conclusion after this. We back, and we getting ready to end the show. But before we get ready to go, I'd like to talk a little bit about some dark horses in the NFL. Teams that gonna make the playoffs, but ain't nobody looking too much for them to do too much. Who you like, Jet?
As far as the dark horse, like was mentioned off camera, shout out the Bills for making the playoffs. Back-to-back years. I think they got a pretty good defense. As long as Josh Allen don't make no mistakes, they could probably make a little bit of noise in the playoffs. And as far as the NFC side, I mean, I don't look them as an underdog, but I think the Seahawks, if the Seahawks get the clicking right, they could really upset a few teams.
Hello.
I agree with him on the Bills, but also in the AFC, you have the Titans. If they get in, the Titans got a pretty good team. I mean, Tannehill look like he's really a quarterback.
Reborn.
You know what I'm saying? So, and the defense is fire as hell too. So, but the NFC, I had to pick a dark horse from the NFC. I don't even know who to pick from the NFC to be a dark horse. Really, I mean, if the Cowboys make it with all the talent they got and they put it together, yeah, they can make some noise.
Yeah, I like the Cowboys as a dark horse out the NFC too. But out the AFC, I'm going to lean toward the Texans due to the fact that you never know what you're going to get. If you get that explosive team that's playing a lot of defense and they talking about J.J. Watt supposed to come back, I think they'll be able to, make some noise. And, because they don't lose by much when they lose, but when they're bad, they're bad. But when they're good, they're good. So it depends on what we get. Like I say, we at the conclusion of the show, and I'd like to thank everybody for taking a few seconds to watch us. If you're looking for me, you can find me at Uriah World Champ 1 on Facebook or DJ Gambini, or either swing by the Sports Talk 101 page. Also, we got a podcast going. It's on Spotify, Apple Cast, Google Cast, basically anywhere that you get your podcasts. Lo, how can we find you on social media?
Facebook, Carlos Buxton.
Jet?
Or find me on IG at Jet5Davis.
No Twitter account, nobody? Nobody Twitter, nobody tweet no more.
I got a Twitter account, but I don't use it.
Yeah, same here. I don't really use it.
Twitter make you get it out the mud, boy. You ain't
I'm on
finna get
Instagram
followed
too,
on
Carlos Buxton.
Twitter make you get it out the mud, son. But y'all always know how we end the show. Peace and prosperity.